Hey friends, strangers, part 2 of the Rage unboxing. I have set aside the characters here. I don't really know what's rare, what's uncommon, what's not, but the characters are definitely the attraction here, the double-sided character cards. One of the handful of firsts that this game brought. Let's continue cracking packs here. You know, one thing I didn't comment on so far is the glorious smell. Oh, I love it. Others might not, but that smell, man, really brings back memories. Ooh, like that. Children of Gaia is this guy's clan. Tim Rowantree. Carla Grimson. The Gets of Fenris. I think one of these clans, and this might be it, was kind of like all female. So sort of some like Amazons or angry werewolf feminists. I don't know. Fang Necklace of Fenris. That belongs to her, I suppose. Wisdom of the Seer. The set is about 300 cards. So, not surprised we're still seeing you. Wow, this is fantastic. James Daly. This is a moot card. Moot was a mechanic where, I guess in multiplayer games, or even in a one-on-one, the werewolves that formed the packs of both players got a certain number of votes, and you guys voted to see kind of whether or not the listed effect takes place. This is nice. And this. So that was, I think, I always remember this card, man, in my mind. Shieldmate. The vampire game from before this, that's really cool. Might of Thor. The vampire game had a similar political mechanic, so I don't think that was a first here. And there may have been others. Obviously, I didn't play everything that came out in the era. But like I said before, I believe that the Jihad / Vampire Eternal Struggle was like literally the second CCG. So that's probably where that kind of voting mechanic originated. Roger Daly. The Glasswalkers, these are, I guess, like the infiltrators. They're urban werewolves who live in the cities and kind of have adapted to human society, and I guess they're kind of like the front lines of the battle to protect the world, protect Gaia, right, from everything us humans and the vampires and everyone else are inflicting on it. Just saw something like this. Who is this artist? Alex Shigman. Curse of Hatred. Oh yeah. Spirit of the Fray. Oof. Man. Broken Limb, another one that always stuck with me. A bit here, guys. Morgan the Unworthy. Mother Larissa. Metis is the term, I guess. So, again, someone can correct me. Another bone gnawer. See, she's like some bummy woman. Witch. But the Metis, I think, they had some sort of aspect of the storyline where, like, if two werewolves married, I think that their offspring would be a Metis, which would be somebody who's stuck in this, like, a freak form like that between human and wolf. And so it was something that was very frowned upon. The kind of two people who were werewolves mating. And I don't think I covered it. And again, I'm not an expert or beautiful on the mythology of these guys, but being a werewolf, I think, was something that was more or less hereditary in general. It wasn't the result of like just some curse or anything like that. Kneecapper. Bruh, look at these. So basically, if you knew you were a werewolf, you have to be careful, aware of who you eventually mated with, because you don't want to create a Metis who is cursed to go through life unable to shapeshift and basically looking like a creature. Russian one arm. He's a silver fang, but looks like a rather mean one. John Cobb. Rowsette Moon. Red Talons. Not sure what their story is, but that's quite imposing right there, huh? John Bridges. Fang Dagger. Luna's Lynx. Rites of Wisdom. Don't know how the rites work, guys. Find out soon enough. You know, the fact that people were still playing with it and made an online version, I hope that means that some aspect of the game mechanics were actually cool and worth preserving. But I don't know. You know, I think a lot of these games back then, there was just a rush. Wow. Ow. Event. It's just a rush to get games out after Magic hit it so big. So a lot of the games were, as far as games go, shit. Some of them were shit all around. They even looked bad. They had bad art. Again, you're always going to have that when there's a craze. But like I said, I think many of them, you know, intended to be good games. Body Blow, Vital Blow. And focused at least on being very thematic and very collectible. But, you know, people learned a lot from the ensuing decades of card game design and game design in general. I mean, if you pick up a board game from that era and compare it to the very sleek, sophisticated board games that come out today, it's a world of difference. Scarthroat Leech Killer. Guides to Truth. Uktena. Again, don't know too much about that particular clan. Tribe might be the proper word. I'm sure someone's going to chime in on the comments. I can't remember if it was tribe or clans. I use clans because the vampires had clans. Invasion. This is cool. Straight out of a comic book. Richard Thomas. Song of the Great Beast. Love it. Jeff Holt right there. Mark Jackson. Now, I don't know if this art came straight from the role-playing supplements, but I don't think so, because I think those were, by and large, black and white. I could be wrong. The Pumpkin, man. I think this is all must have been commissioned for the game, or a great deal of it. But, you know, even if it did come from the game, it's still just fantastic all around. So I can't complain too much about them taking that route. Oh. Sorry about that one, folks. Natasha Moonchaser, Silent Striders. Gear Hunts the Hunters. Well, he's from that Get of Fenris, so I guess that's not the all-female tribe I thought it was. That's nice. Entrail Rend. Ooh, don't want to be at the wrong end of one of that. Fenris Bite. Wolf Spirit. Umbral Quest. There was definitely also a strong theme in the game of the werewolves had access to a sort of dream world, a mystical sort of dream world that let them be in touch with Gaia and, you know, nature and everything they were trying to protect. You know, I think a video game was recently published, but it was shit, or close to it. Seems to be from the reaction I saw in various communities. You know, again, they're trying to do a revival of the World of Darkness right now, but it mostly consists of them licensing out the property, I think, to a lot of different companies, and so that means you're going to have ups and downs in quality. But I know there are still passionate people from those days involved. Black Furies. Now, I don't know. Susan Anthony. I know one of these tribes of werewolves are effectively bad guys and on the side of everything that's not good for the world, good for nature, but I don't know which one. But I will know, guys. I mean, flipping through these cards definitely makes me want to go download a PDF and familiarize myself with the mythos of Werewolf the Apocalypse again. You know, if I were opening some vampire cards for you, I know a whole shit ton, a whole lot more than I should about that stuff. I've read a lot of those supplements. Just love it. Great background. So influential. So much was stolen from World of Darkness. I think in, you know, anything from you know, movies, TV shows, after the fact, and The only ones who know are those who know. Shakar. Bagheera. I don't think I've even heard that name. I recognize these other tribe names at least. Yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned it, despite me being the vampire fanboy I say I am, but in this world of darkness, when it comes to combat, the werewolves are like the kings. Aged old vampires, they have all sorts of superpowers and abilities that might help them if they had to face down a vampire, a werewolf. But for the most part, one-on-one, most vampires would stand no chance. You know, they actively fear the werewolves. Don't want them in their cities. But generally, yeah, the cities are the realm of the vampires, and these guys are kind of on the outskirts. Ugh. Imagine being born stuck like that. Teeth of titanium. But yeah, that was also, so I don't know if that predates World of Darkness in supernatural literature, but the idea that vampires, as powerful as they may be in their supernatural ways and with their superpowers, still would not be happy to fuck with a werewolf, I thought was a cool spin on things. And, you know, hence the name of the game, and hence what you're seeing in all these pictures of these big, buff, tough, rough customers. Rage, right? They're angry, they're big hulking beasts, they're out for revenge, payback, and try to save the world, but they kind of know they're going to lose. They know that Gehenna, or whatever you want to call it, Ragnarok is coming, and guy is kind of fucked. But, you know, that was part of the setting. It was very adult. That's an adult thing, right? Like, you got to roleplay these characters who kind of know that in the grand scheme of things, they're going to lose. As strong and powerful as they are. Look at the beautiful. This beautiful. Strong and powerful as they are, the sinister vampires, centuries old, and they're plotting and intrigues. And just, you know, humanity and our greedy ways and whatnot are going to overrun Gaia. Well, that's how I remember the story. But, again, I was not following it from the werewolf end too closely. Alright, guys, coming on to the last few packs. Man, I gotta say, I'm very happy with what I've seen. You know, I own only a starter deck of this, which I opened some months ago here on the channel. And now I've got a nice little collection. Nice. Another Wendigo. Who did these? Tony Di Terlizzi. I should have recognized the art. This is the artist of the Blood Wars card that I opened last week here on the channel. Close the Bone. Master of the Pack. Rite of Wisdom. Jackal's Curse. Unfortunately, if those foils were indeed one a box, another Grazing Wound. Swipe. It would appear that I've missed the line. It's a shame. But hey, no big deal. That's not why I bought the box. Wind Across the Hills. Fiona. Is this the first Fiona we see? Is that like a Celtic maybe, I think? Journey to the East. Gun. Stare down. 9mm semi-auto pistol. Guns in general, huh? Not something you're getting out of every card game. Rat. Just for a simple rat, they still got Richard King Ferguson to get the art done. Alright guys, last four. Let's plow through these and keep the video to 15 minutes. Hey, if you're still watching, awesome, cool. Thanks for engaging my nerdery with me. Running Creek. Mari Cabra. Black Fury. Oh, Interesting look. Hey, and there it is. But here's Alias. Let's take a close look at this. Let's put it here. Let's finish the pack, huh? And come back to it. Serenity, Rite of Glory. Still seeing new cards this late in the box. That's awesome. Wendigo. Cairn Building. Cairn, some sort of altar. They have roll over. Roll over, show submission. That's how it works in the pack. Eyes gouged. Attacking the worm. Now let's look at this. Old Wolf of the Woods. Play a past life on any red talent. Very primitive sort of foiling, as you can see, but only around the edges here. I think it was silver for every set but one. Now I don't know if this is one of the valuable chase ones or what, but yeah, interesting little piece of history. Here, let's throw it in the sleeve. Let me know, guys, if you know if this is a cool piece in the game or what. Let's set it aside over here. Let's grab these cards that I threw in with the characters. The wolves. Set them aside. 3 packs left, guys. So proud to do. Boom. Virus to worm. The worm is what they call all the evil in the world. The corporations, the greed, the vampires, the evil supernatural things. Julisha of the Thousand Masks. And it has a corrupting factor. You know, I think some of these creatures that we've seen, this is cool, Macaulay Hyde. Some of these creatures that we've seen, like this, I think somehow might be fully corrupted werewolves or something like that. Jackal's Curse. Listen, anything I'm getting wrong in the lore, if you're watching and you know about it, man, just let me know in the comments. Absolutely. Set me straight, teach me about it. I'll be reading some more, reading up on it. I'm hoping that there is going to be a, just as they've done a 5th updated edition of the role-playing game and the card game for the vampire side of things, that we see a resurgence and a 5th edition of Werewolf with new art, and that it finds its audience, and its audience doesn't turn on it as happened with the latest renditions of the vampire role-playing game. Sophia Softkiller. Richard King Ferguson, come back to fantasy cards. Fantastic. Nephthys Mwat. Garou. I can't believe I've gone this whole video without saying the word, both videos without saying the word Garou. That's what they call themselves in this game. Garou are werewolves, or people in this werewolf culture. Whether you were a wolf that turns into a werewolf, or a human that turns into a werewolf, or a human that carries the heritage in your blood but didn't inherit the powers. The Garous. Survivor. Look at this. Kinfolk. Kinfolk is what they call, yeah. People, humans who are, I mean, you may be from a family of werewolves, but you didn't inherit the power, I guess, to transform. But look at this. Omaha Perez. Interesting. It looks like something you see on a Netrunner card. Again, that 90s cyberpunk aesthetic, it's out there. Boom. Ah, firmly. Something out of the worm. Beautiful. Beautiful. RKF. Icy Chill of Despair. Those eyes, they make you feel that way, huh? Oh, yeah. Run Like Hell. Flesh Wound. Last pack, guys. Still new wolves. Awesome. Awesome. Blade Tooth. Blade Tooth is a wolf who turns into a werewolf. Looks like a tough customer either way. Gold Fangs First. Looks like a comic book character. Again, that great comic book art you don't get in cards too often. Rough Customer. Forceful Wind. War Paint of Wahia Oni. Or Wahia Oni. Winter Wolf. Daphne Pest. Boost your persuasion a number of times. Grandfather Thunder. That wolf is scared. Fernarl, that wolf is scared. Holy shit. And another off-balance attack. That's it, guys. Well, there's your big bad pole, the old wolf of the woods. Got a nice pile of beautiful characters here. I will be back with another purchase, another rage purchase, and then hopefully eventually my buddy and I will play a game for you if there's interest in that. All right, enjoy, guys.